Hello, my name is Iman Chapman. I'm 24 years old. I'm from San Diego, California. April 27, 2018, I was 21 years old and a victim of police brutality. And here's my story. In Butte, Montana, attending Montana Tech University on a basketball scholarship. One of the very few black men in the town and the only one of my complexion on the team. It was the last day of school. My friend and I went to some bars that night. He had one too many. And then tried to drive home. While leaving the parking lot, he hit a vehicle. While getting out of the parking spot, 2 cop cars followed me. I didn't pull over, and then once I pulled over, they came to the vehicle. They asked me to step out the car. I said, no, sir. That's when 3 of them grabbed me. They threw my head against the concrete. They kicked me. They kneed me. They punched me in my back, my jaw, my neck. Kept on punching my neck down, my Adam's apple. I had a taser point blank targeted at my forehead. I then was handcuffed in the middle of the street while being beaten. They then threw me against my friend's vehicle, and I saw that he was knocked out unconscious throughout this event. They threw me into the cop car where my head hit the window, and they took me to the station. Then once we got to the station, I saw that I had fleeing and eluding and resisting arrest as my charges. I then was put into a restraint chair where all my limbs were tied tightly to a point where my veins were showing. I was still being beaten, being punched in the ribs, the chest, my jaw, my neck. And the same cop who had the taser pointed at my forehead and punching me in the throat was the same one who continued punching my throat and pushing down my Adam's apple in the police station while having his knee in my crotch. The beating continued for about 30 minutes, and they stopped, and I asked where my phone was. They said I had no phone with me when they pulled me over at the time. They then left for about an hour and a half, 4 cops, and then they came back, said they found my phone 2 miles away from the scene. I said, that's bullshit, you're lying to me. I then said that you're only treating me this way because I'm African American. That's when all of them in unison collectively went, oh, I can't believe he said that. But then one had a smirk on his face, like he looked at me with his head down, like with a little smirk, like he knew I knew. I fell asleep in the restraint chair for the night. I was waking up about like 8 o'clock the next morning, and then stripped naked, put into a solitary confinement type of cell with nothing but a cardboard box on my body. I was there for several hours, and then I was released on bail. When I was released, I saw that I had fleeing and eluding and resisting arrest gone from my record completely. And then once I was released, I immediately went to Kaiser Hospital and needed 17 to 18 x-rays on my wrists, my chest, my jaw, my ribs, my neck, all types of areas that still ache me to this day. I checked into Dr. Phil's rehab center in Malibu, California, named Creative Care, May 9th, 2018, for depression, anxiety, and alcohol abuse. Since checking into Dr. Phil's rehab center, May 9th, 2018, for anxiety, depression, and alcohol abuse, I have been to 5 rehab centers total, 4 in LA, 1 in San Diego. I have been medically diagnosed with insomnia, medically prescribed Seroquel and Trazodone, as well as my bipolar disorder, as well as my depression and anxiety. I then left the LA area because I almost died several times because of seizures and pills. I left to San Jose, and when I left to San Jose to try to get sober, I then was unsuccessful, and the cops were called on me 2 weeks into my stay there at my best friend's spot. And he was the one that called the cops on me, and they escorted me personally to the Greyhound station. And it was either the Greyhound station or the police station, and I chose a Greyhound, where I did not know where my next stop would be. My next stop was actually checking into the San Diego McDonald's Treatment Center here in San Diego, California, where I was stayed for over about 45 plus days. I went home with family. Family life was toxic. I was homeless within a week of being released of treatment that 5th time, where I was sleeping in bushes. I then said, fuck it. I ended up calling all the schools I could. I got a basketball workout with San Diego Christian College. And the next day, after I sent that email, I had a workout with the team. And then I got offered a scholarship with that basketball team the next day. The coach offered me on site. I played my fucking ass off. I did what I had to do because I'm playing for my life, because I'm tired of my life. I need a new life. I'm working for a new life. I'm working for new dreams, new memories, because I'm tired of the ones that I keep reliving. I got a scholarship. I then was able to enroll back in school fall 2019, where I stayed in the apartments on campus. And I was unable to play the full season that year because of my addiction. But for me, keeping my grades up, I'm still on basketball scholarship today, and I'm actually an intern coach on the basketball team, and a senior in college, and approved to graduate in May with a 3.4 GPA. And I still think about that beating every day. The beating is a part of me. The beating is why I'm so strong today. The beating is why I don't take no bullshit today. The beating is why I dress like I dress today. The beating is why I carry myself like I carry myself today. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And regardless of the pain, keep working for the happiness. We all worth it.